Hello there to all the women and men who will listen to this, to all the beings and creatures and everything that will hear these words. This is a self-love message to all of us, but it's specifically around food today and the healthy relationship to food, my perspectives on it, and my journey with it. So I grew up with a mother that is a master chef. She makes the best food ever. And as well as a grandmother who cooks amazing food. Two grandmothers, actually, that make such delicious food. And so food has been a big part of my life. And textures, tastes, all of that, flavors is kind of a passion of mine, to be honest with you. I seem to be someone that absolutely loves it. Like, I love it. It brings joy to my life. And I also obviously got into drinking. At age 12 or 13 is when I first found Absolute vodka. And I started to drink from that age, and I went on crazy times for many years till age 24 when I had my near-death experience. And the reason why I mention this is because after my near-death experience is when I came back, obviously, got the blessing of receiving this ability to continue to be here. And it's when I realized that I need to cleanse and detox. For the first time in my life that I thought about that. And I had never had skin issues before in my life. I had always had clear, beautiful skin. And it was when I started to fast and cleanse and realized that I needed to eat more healthy and raw foods, specifically raw living foods, fruits and vegetables. That's when I, for the first time in my life, started to detox and purge all of the toxins that were in the body from all the years of buildup from eating a bunch of junk food, smoking weed, doing drugs, and drinking alcohol for that many years. So what happened was, all of a sudden I was breaking out so much. I had so many pimples everywhere, and it was a lot for me because I guess I just felt like I had always felt pretty and beautiful. And all of a sudden I did not feel that way because, society labels pimples and everything as ugly. So all of a sudden I felt kind of an identity crisis, but it was also okay because I knew I was cleansing and purging, and I was also really connected to my heart. After the near-death experience, I didn't even really care that much, but it was an aspect of a little bit of challenge coming with that, with the acne and everything. Yet, what I started doing was I started looking into raw living foods and fasting. And that's when I came across this raw vegan community, right? And started listening to a lot of people that are into raw veganism, fasting, cleansing, detoxing. And it's so great. It was so helpful. It truly brought my life back. And I see it as a very valuable, precious wisdom and knowledge and way of living, actually. And there is always a side to everything that can be out of balance, a little unhealthy. And that's the area I'm going to talk about today. It's this whole thing of, raw vegans, for example. They have a story that raw vegan living is best, and if you eat anything else, you will be fucked up and you will be poisoned. That is not the right way to live. That is not the right way to be, because we're giving so much meaning to something in the world. We're giving power to something in the world as if that can affect us, when really it's ultimately all stemming from our emotional state, our mental state. And someone could be in pure ecstasy and bliss eating a donut and in deep gratitude and be completely unharmed by that donut because they're in bliss and in ecstasy in their state of mind. They're seeing and remembering the love that they are. So that donut won't affect them. Meanwhile, somebody who's eating raw living foods, eating sprouts, drinking green juice, could be living in a shit ton of fear, judgments, feelings of separation, And that green juice isn't really doing them that good because they're not in gratitude, they're in fear and they're in lack. And they're doing the raw vegan living from a place of fear versus from a place of joy and bliss and happiness and gratitude. So today I'm talking about this importance of to not be too hard on yourself when it comes to what you eat. And I say this because I myself got caught up in this idea that if I'm not eating something that's raw vegan, if I'm eating anything other than raw vegan, I am eating poison and it is not going to be good for me. And this is a toxic and unhealthy, unbalanced way of viewing it, because the truth is that the middle path is always the best. This is my experience. This might not be everyone's opinion, but my opinion is this, that if you got any sort of negative connotation to anything in this world, or if you fear something, or if you have stories and thoughts or beliefs that are telling you that you can be harmed, then you have not yet fully understood and remembered your true source and who you really are. You're not living from source. And so the thing is, sometimes I've literally identified with the body as if I am this body and I can be harmed by the food that I eat. Who do I believe myself to be? Who do I think I am? Well, do I identify as a body, or do I recognize that I am the eternal Christ light and that I am spirit and one with the infinite energy, and that I'm actually formless and that I'm this energy? And to be connected to the source of who I really am is actually the ultimate way to be safe, to have security, to not be harmed. Because if I identify with the body, with the name, with the form, with the personality, I see that what appears to be something that can be harmed, something that is also impermanent and that will decay and die. Yet the truth is that this is kind of an illusion. It is temporary. This experience of the form of the humans is a short-lived temporary experience, and we're not here to get caught up in worrying and feeling guilty and anxiety around what we eat. We're here to be in celebration, in gratitude, and in joy, and to eat with gratitude, to eat with love. So I was just having this mind virus of I really wanted to eat Thai food. I really wanted the love from the women who make the Thai food. I really wanted to eat the delicious Thai food, right? But then the mind virus and the thoughts was all making noise. It was like, no, you couldn't do that. Don't want that. You shouldn't want what you want. Don't desire Thai food. That's bad. That's shameful. You should be raw vegan. All this kind of energy, right? And I just started seeing it and aware of it. I was aware of it happening inside. And I was just like, this does not feel like a place that I want to live from. Like, I do not want to live from this voice inside of the head, from these thoughts that aren't even me, controlling me, trying to make me feel guilty, trying to control me from the place of guilt. It's one thing if it was coming from like love or something like that, like felt like if it was a thought that said like, from love, that felt like, oh, well, let's go make a juice smoothie instead. And because that's what feels really good. Like, let's have a watery papaya instead, because that's yummy and delicious too. And that would light up our cells and it would feel so good. And if that's where it was coming from, that's awesome. But the thing is that the energy of not eating Thai food was coming from a place of guilt. So I was like, fuck no, I ain't gonna serve that. I do not serve the ego's thought system that is rooted in guilt and shame and a sense of this feeling of being separated from the source. The ego really wants to believe that we are the body, that we are this person that can die, that there's such a thing as death. This is not true. So what I have to say about food and everything like that is that check yourself before you go on any diet, before you start to restrict yourself. Because the thing is, if it's coming from shame and guilt, it's not going to be effective. Yes, cleanse, detoxify, eat raw living foods, eat food that's whole foods, less processed, eat healthy fat and healthy oils, healthy protein, healthy sugars, all that stuff, whole food sugars. Yes, do all that. That's awesome. I think that's important and beautiful. But from where are you doing it? Check yourself before you wreck yourself, because there's a lot of people that have been eating super healthy according to, what you would consider healthy, but meanwhile they're really suffering from mental illnesses and distortions and living in lack and living in this fear that they can die, when really we cannot die. What we truly are, who we are, cannot be dead. We cannot die. We're eternal life. And this is where I'm coming from today, and this is the most nourishing place I could ever come from, and this is the place I serve. I do not serve the thought systems of egos. And yes, obviously, I do believe in thriving health, loving and respecting the physical body, even if it's impermanent. I believe in respecting it and honoring it and bowing to it as if it's a holy sacred temple. And I also believe in joy and pleasure and enjoying things and tasting all the flavors of life. And one of the reasons why I'm here on this earth still is to enjoy taste, textures, and flavors of delicious Thai food made by beautiful Thai women on day one when I'm bleeding. I'm not here to be a woman that lived for as long as I have in a human body, to be a prisoner to a thought system that tells me I cannot get Thai food because it is not raw vegan. So fuck all that and live in peace, live in joy, live in love, and live from the place of remembrance of really that which we all are, the love in our hearts, the love that is we and me, and that allows us to truly be free and see that we've always been free. And nothing, no amount of pizza, donuts can take away this truth of who we are. We can be in bliss at all times. And yes, let's honor our body temples, but let's do it from a place of love. Let's eat healthy. Let's move our bodies. Let's dance and move and work out and do all this great stuff, but not from a place of whipping ourselves and shaming ourselves. Let's do it from a place of love. I love myself, so I work out. I love myself, so I eat fruits and papayas and whole foods grown in the land here. I love myself, so I fast sometimes. Not I love myself. Not I hate myself and I'm no good person, so I'm going to starve myself. That's not the way. That's truly not the way. The way is love. And that's the end of the story. It will always come back to love, no matter where we look, no matter where we go. We always return to love because this is the only thing that's real. And that's all I have to say today. Goodbye, and I love you, and I love myself, and I love this life and this body. Goodbye.